Well, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces. Wanted to give you a 9 a.m. video update here on the latest on Hurricane Delta, which continues to hold those wind speeds of 120 miles per hour. Next advisory will be out about 10 a.m. this morning, but we should start getting hourly advisories pretty soon here as it's starting to get in range of some of the coastline here, so we should be getting some frequent updates as we continue through the afternoon hours today. But Hurricane Delta is still a very big, very powerful hurricane, which will likely make landfall here 6-7 p.m. this evening, just off to the east of the Lake Charles area. And honestly, the overall path here has been nudged a little bit further to the east, which honestly is pretty good news for us here in the ArkLaTex. But you notice the wind speeds may drop a little bit before landfall, but this will still have a significant impact on the coastline. And I think the track is pretty well locked in at this point. You can see it going up through Alexandria and then over towards the Monroe area, and actually well to the east of Monroe. If you remember with Hurricane Laura, that track made its way up through Natchitoches and very close to Interstate 49. So you can see this storm is almost 100 miles to the east of where Laura passed the ArkLaTex. So I would expect the impacts as far as power outages and wind damage to be very isolated in nature. We could see some heavy rain, but honestly most locations will get through this storm without seeing any significant impacts in the ArkLaTex. And kind of the window we're watching south of I-20 in northwest Louisiana to see the most significant weather, that would likely be from about 8 p.m. to about midnight, when we could see maybe some of those high winds that could lead potentially to some power outages here. So the heaviest rain where the flash flood watch is, that's east of Interstate 49. We've kind of put the window of significant wind here about 6 p.m. to midnight tonight. We could actually pick up a little bit of wind south of I-20 before sunset tonight, but I think once we get past midnight, we'll really see this storm, which will be a tropical storm at that point, really start to dissipate. So I don't think we're going to carry much of a wind threat past midnight tonight. And of course the rain will continue even when the winds die off, so we could see some flash flooding overnight. But thankfully it'll be overnight. It's Saturday morning tomorrow. We won't have as many people out on the roadways commuting, so that is something that at least works in our favor. But here's a look at where we could expect to see maybe some power outages. Anywhere you have that green line there, which would be from Bienville Parish down through Natchitoches as well as Sabine parishes, that's where we could see some tropical storm force winds of 40 to 50 miles per hour. And that's, that's what we saw with Hurricane Laura, and it did cause the widespread tree and power line issues across northwest Louisiana. But this will be more confined in nature, so we'll be watching that for you. And again, I think the highest winds will probably arrive after sunset tonight. Flash flood watch has now been pulled to the north, so it includes Red River, Bienville, as well as Claiborne parishes. And look at the rainfall totals, and I think the forecast model is really starting to dial in on where that heaviest rain will be. And it is showing, even in Shreveport, some 2-inch accumulations, but the heaviest rain down there towards Sabine, Natchitoches parishes, where we could see maybe a corridor of 4+ inch totals. So roadway flooding could be a thing for us late tonight, early tomorrow morning, but would expect any widespread issues to be confined to those areas east of Interstate 49. So FUTURECAST, what I'll show you here is as we move into the afternoon, you can see the heavier rain starting to move in south of Interstate 20 by about 5-6 p.m. tonight. Now these aren't necessarily the innermost bands, but you can see those innermost bands over towards Alexandria by about 8 p.m. today, and it would be those bands right there that would have the potential of creating a little bit of wind damage, and those won't be moving up across the Natchitoches Parish area until about, I would say, 10 p.m. tonight. So the time frame may shift around a little bit here, but honestly, I think you're in pretty good shape in most of the ArkLaTex. You can see some of those bands extending down through Shreveport closer to midnight tonight, may continue through the overnight hours. The way it looks right now, maybe some 20 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts in Shreveport. That shouldn't be enough to cause any damage, but again, it's something we'll be watching for you if the track were to change. But honestly, I think this track is pretty well set at this point. You can see the rain wrapping up as the storm moves away from us on Saturday. We could see a little bit of trailing rainfall. Sometimes you get those bands that move in behind these tropical systems off the Gulf of Mexico, so we'll have to look out for that tomorrow. But if you have any outdoor plans Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, I think we're looking to be in pretty good shape here. And then once we head into Sunday, we'll be a very warm, very humid end to the weekend. We can actually push 90 degrees Sunday into Monday of next week, which isn't really too far off from record highs this time of the year. It will definitely feel like summer, but we do have a cold front on the way next Tuesday. Won't drop any rain on us, but it will drop our temperatures and kind of push the humidity out of here, so we'll get back to some fall-like conditions next week.